Up next, they've all got gold around their waists in this Champions Duel non-title tag match with singles champion Sir Reggie Smythe and Tibor Belescu facing undisputed World Tag Champs, the Originals, and Man Alive. The hits just keep on coming.
Might be the best snarl we've had in a while.
The following non-title tag team champions duel is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first at a combined weight of 424 pounds, our Rwl Sn Rl television champion Tibor Belescu and our Rwl light heavyweight champion Sir Reggie Smythe, Team Euro.
The boys from Team Euro have been very busy in recent weeks with plenty of singles appearances. But tonight, Reggie and Tibor do what Team Euro does best, and that's wrestling. And against the Originals, they're gonna have some difficult moments with the undisputed World Tag Champs.
Okay, so what have you got as far as inside for 1-1 on John, Guy, and Sylvia with this match?
Glad you asked, and here's what I can report coming out of the Stronghold's camp. Sylvia and the boys aren't concerned about a non-title exhibition, but John and Guy aren't expecting to lose to Team Euro.
Their opponents, accompanied by two-time RWL Manager of the Year Sylvia Strong, at a combined weight of 510 pounds, John Van and Guy Corley, the RWL Undisputed World Tag Team Champions, the Originals.
As to the ongoing negotiations involving the Stronghold, MJ Ferrantino, and American Powers, Sylvia, without giving away too much, understandably, says there's been some minor details that have complicated the negotiations, but she wouldn't say anything else. This match, though, it's another tune-up match for the Originals before their next defense of the undisputed World Tag Team Championships.
Something complicated the negotiations? Well, gosh, well, that sounds kind of serious.
As of right now, both managers will be submitting their final deals to Patty and Danielle in the next couple of days, and American Powers will have themselves serious management. Heading into Sweet Revenge.
Well, hell, I knew all that. Yes, there's always a party when John, Guy, and Sylvia come to town, the undisputed World Tag Team Champions, the Originals, in this tune-up match, this Champions Duel, trying to make it sound small, against Team Euro. And well, this is a tune-up match before they defend the undisputed World Tags just about a week from now. And when these guys play, they play for real.
What a match for champions in this tag team battle, all at the top of their game. And oh baby, this one's gonna get heated.
I certainly hope so. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's an unheated tag team match. You just can't eat them things cold. Oh, well, Sir Reggie and the Chicago Hammer John Van starting us off here. Referee Charles Lucero rings the bell. They lock up. John Van with a series of rocket kicks to Sir Reggie Smythe. Reggie rolls back up on his feet, goes behind on John Van. Back suplex. Sir Reggie Smythe with a kick to the ribs of the Chicago Hammer, and overhand right. John Van counters with a jab, locks up, catches a kick to the midsection from Sir Reggie Smythe into a headlock punch. Reggie goes behind again. John Van counters it into a bulldog, nicely done. Sir Reggie with a quick counter. A hard left. Sir Reggie has got boxing training. A striker, if ever there was one, a stomp to the face of the Chicago Hammer. A driving knee right into the head of John Van. Sir Reggie steps out. Here comes the Hungarian Hurricane Tibor Belescu, the Snarl TV champ. Rounds up John Van. Has him up and power bombs him. Oh, man. That's a powerful little fella, Tibor Belescu. John Van counters with an elbow. Belescu locks up John Van, whips him to the ropes. Beautiful power slam and a quick cover. One. But Guy Cormier breaks up the pin. Sir Reggie Smythe gets a hold of Guy. Pitches him to the outside. John Van locks up Tibor Belescu. Belescu unwinds the arm. Nicely done. Counters it into an arm drag. The Hungarian Hurricane with a running kick kick, John Van. Oh, he didn't appreciate that one bit. Sir Reggie Smythe on the outside with Guy Cormier. Tibor Valesky on the outside with John Van, the referee. Can't do nothing but count. Double choke lift from Valesky, but a gouge of the eyes from John Van. A counter from Valesky. A clothesline takes John Van down. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ring, off camera, Sir Reggie Smythe and Guy Cormier mixing it up. Tibor Valesky with that powerful military press on the Chicago Hammer and lets him fall right to the floor. Guy Cormier in control of Sir Reggie Smythe on the outside. Valesky takes himself up to the top turnbuckle. John Van still on the outside. Missile shoulder. That was beautiful. Oh, man. Shut up. John Van rolls back inside the ring. Valesky comes to the rescue of Sir Reggie Smythe. Takes down Guy Cormier. John Van takes down Tibor Valesky with a beautiful over-the-top rope aerial move. Ass over tea kettle, turns himself into a human cannonball. And there's a wrist clutch kick to Valesky. Valesky counters with a couple of lefts. Sir Reggie Smythe out of commission at the moment. Valesky gets a hold of John Van. There's a kick to the midsection. The Hungarian Hurricane countered into a back body drop by the Chicago Hammer. John Van rounds up Valesky. Valesky counters with a knee. Valesky takes himself back inside the ring. Goes after Guy Cormier, tags him with a right. John Van back inside the ring. Gets a hold of Valesky, and he is going to pay for going after John's tag team partner. Beats of the boat ram, 10 punches right across the chest. That's going to leave a mark on Valesky. He's not going to believe tomorrow. Huh. Man. John Van moves in on Sir Reggie Smythe. In this match, definitely anything but friendly. Guy Cormier with a clothesline on Valesky. John Van takes down Sir Reggie Smythe on the other side. Referee Charles Lacera counting. Valesky finally shakes it off. Gets himself back inside the ring. John Van has worked out Sir Reggie Smythe. Valesky talking trash to Guy Cormier. Here comes John Van. Valesky misses with a swing. The Chicago Hammer takes him to the original's corner. Here comes Guy Cormier on the tag. Here comes the double team. Valesky whipped to the rope, double shoulder tackle. Sylvia Strong. Got to be a little bit nervous around all this excitement, huh, Johnny? Oh, man. Guy Cormier with Tibor Valesky down and Sir Reggie Smythe probably unable to help at the moment. Guy drives a couple of knees into the back. Oh, Sir Reggie Smythe back at his corner, but not for long. Hey, look at this. Guy Cormier gets hung up on the top rope. Valesky gets a hold of him, has him all the way up. That vulgar display of power from the Hungarian Hurricane allows Guy Cormier to just plop to the canvas. Sir Reggie Smythe comes in on the tag. What a championship matchup duel here we've had. Oh, Guy Cormier into a back body drop from Sir Reggie Smythe. The battling Briton rounds up Guy Cormier into an abdominal stretch. Referee Charles Lacera checking things out, but a hip toss counter from Guy Cormier on Sir Reggie Smythe, followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Sir Reggie slams him down by the arm. Here comes the Hungarian Hurricane again. Guy Cormier with a hot tag to the Chicago Hammer, John Van. Knee to the skull of Tibor Valesky. John Van countered by Valesky, a running shoulder tackle from the Hungarian Hurricane. Here's a cover. 1, 2. Oh, as near to a near fall as we've had so far in this one. Guy Cormier watching John Van work. He gets slammed by Valesky. Beautiful cover. 1, 2. But another near fall. Gotta credit Valesky for trying. That was two near falls in about 30 seconds. Valesky rebounds off the ropes. Fails to connect with the splash. John Van fails to connect with the running kick. Counters with a kick to the midsection. There's the claw. John Van with the claw on Valesky. Sir Reggie Smythe quickly coming to the aid of Valesky. That could have been the end right there if he hadn't. John Van charges. Running punch. Takes down Bolescu. Here's a cover. 1, 2, but one more time. Sir Reggie Smythe there to break up the party. John Van takes himself to the corner, and he is waiting for Tibor Bolescu. Here's the wind-up, the Nolan Ryan fastball. Here it comes. Bolescu puts a stop to that one. Whoa! Tibor Bolescu countering the hell out of the Chicago Hammer and dropped to the canvas as the Hungarian Hurricane takes himself to the corner, tags in Sir Reggie Smythe. Sir Reggie locks up, catches a kick from John Van, rebounds off the middle ropes, flying punch. Takes Smythe down to the canvas. The Chicago Hammer rounds him up. Wrist clutch kick to the face. John Van tags in Guy Cormier. Sir Reggie misses with the knee, double knees to the back from Guy Cormier. He was quick on that one. John Van mixing it up with Sir Reggie on the outside, gets him back inside the ring. Guy Cormier returns his attention to the corner where he tags in John Van. Sir Reggie Smythe standing center ring waiting for him. Whip to the far corner. John Van misses with the knee and gets hung up in the tree of what? Wow. Sir Reggie with a foot to the throat of the Chicago Hammer. John Van counters, slams Sir Reggie down to the canvas. John Van rounds up Sir Reggie Smythe, smashes his head into the original corner's turnbuckle. Here comes Guy Cormier, and here comes the double team. Double whip to the ropes. Double back body drop for the battling Briton. He is in trouble. Sir Reggie rolls out to the floor. Whoa, Guy Cormier over the top rope. Another human missile from the originals here. Tibor Bolescu counters Guy Cormier. Guy Cormier says, "Oh, no, you don't." Over the top rope, he has just taken out both members of Team Euro. Wow. Shut up. Guy rolled back into the ring by Sir Reggie Smythe. Taken down to the canvas. Guy Cormier rounds up Sir Reggie. Wrist clutch kick to the face. Rounds him up by both wrists. Wrist clutch knee. But Tibor Bolescu right there to break it up before even the count of one. Guy Cormier starts from 0. Hard forearm. Collapses Sir Reggie Smythe. Series of hard lefts. Followed up with a stomp to the midsection. Sir Reggie counters with mounted punches of his own. Back to his feet first before Guy Cormier. Sir Reggie rounds up Guy. Guy Cormier countering with elbows, backs off the battling Briton. Reggie Smythe catches an axe kick right to the face. Man. Sir Reggie Smythe tags in Tibor Bolescu. John Van tagged in by Guy Cormier. Fresh partners, running kick. Takes down the Hungarian Hurricane. Bolescu counters with a shot to the midsection. Locks up John Van. Whips him to the rope. Another beautiful power slam from Tibor Bolescu. Bolescu rebounds off the ropes. Catches the running splash on John Van. Oh, man. John Van counters with a shot to the midsection. Rebounds off the ropes. Flying punch takes Bolescu down to the canvas again. Guy Cormier tagged in again. The originals sticking to the game plan and making it work. Bolescu rounded up, front cradle from Guy Cormier, up over the shoulders into the fireman's carry, slammed down like a sack of spuds. Cormier covers 1, 2, 3, and that's the end. That's all, folks. The originals defeat Team Euro by pinfall.
The time, 10 minutes and 38 seconds. The winners by pinfall, the originals.
Well, John and Guy have done it again, taking up a pinfall win over Team Euro in this Champions Duel. What a tag team matchup, John and Guy. Battered and bleeding as usual, but nonetheless with their hands getting raised at the end of the thing. And what competition they got from Sir Reggie Smythe and Tibor Bolescu, the Hungarian Hurricane. I mean, this match went back and forth like crazy. What a terrific matchup. What a great win for the originals as they get ready to defend the undisputed World Tag titles in their next go-round. Folks, our main event is just around the corner. Sergeant Slaughter versus Macho Man Randy Savage.